Welcome back to KILL Kill Radio. This is Discosphere's Sounds of the 70s. Now, what were those rambunctious Chaos crewmates up to last time? Bazooka Beaver made repairs to the Vagabond.
It's almost by accident that you fix the ship. You're kind of doing a little damage to it at the same time, but Brilliant is there and the rest of the flight crew's there, so you don't really mess anything up.
Well, Chase Variant brought some flavor to the plunge as the mysterious MSG.
There's a ship, basically a race where you're like free diving through the mine shaft tunnel, basically like sky falling through it.
Oh, you are known at the plunge. You have a reputation. Look who's back!
Yeah,
oh my gosh, I love her hair.
Even though she's enjoying it, I think I'm actually feeling a little bit less of the thrill that I normally have in the past, because now I've been through an actual like danger situation.
Meanwhile, Killsphere indulged in an incredible new podcasting persona.
Someone just shout out an occupation.
Discosphere.
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 But there's trouble in Tripland as the Lilac Lush went in search of help, ran afoul of a local dealer, and took a tick to research time travel.
This contact, it is actually the crew chief, it's MJ.
Well, next time you're out and about, you happen to find a new supply, maybe you get them in touch with me.
I need you to hook me up with someone who knows all the ins and outs of time travel.
You still owe me from your last help trip. Where's my cred?
What is your name?
Growl.
Growl? Were
Yeah.
you saying a word or were you growling?
He punches you in the face. You pass out unconscious on the floor of the lighthouse.
Will our heroes make it to their next adventure unscathed? Keep your dial tuned to GOOD Good Chaotic to find out.
BB, you have finished repairing the dam and you are now coming down the ramp of the Vagabond into the hangar bay.
I believe BB's still with Berlin. So I know I mentioned earlier that I was going to indulge in my vice, but then I realized, talking about the gameplay and everything, I don't have stress from the last episode. So it's a little bit like we already know where we're going with this. So let's try something different. So she's going to do some training with Berlin. So she turns to her and says, Leni, look, these four little mitts, they might be a little bit fast and a little bit caliente, but they could be mucho caliente. And I know you're very fast. I know you got those gyrating moves. And I was wondering, since we're both sisters of mechanics, can we try something to get this little slippery beaver just ever the faster?
I think I have the perfect thing in mind. BB and Berlin stand surrounded by a horde of orcs. You are each dressed in leather armor with metal pauldrons, and Berlin has a two-handed broadsword. What weapon does BB have?
I think she has a warhammer, but isn't capable of actually lifting said warhammer with her hands, because they are tiny beaver mitts. So I'm gonna say somehow she has used her tail and some gaff tape and has attached said warhammer to said tail.
How about it's a light enough material that you can lift it with your tail? So you can still use it that way, but it's very light but incredibly strong.
Let's do it. It's made out of vibranium.
That was also like just a great Jonathan Safran Foer book. Extremely light but incredibly strong.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Just going to write that down.
I didn't know that they had cuts quite that deep.
So Berlin takes her broadsword and she swings it with a massive arc, and she cuts through four of the orcs, who immediately turn into smatter and fall to the ground. Remember, you want to put your whole body into it. Go ahead.
like this, and BB does an attempt at what would be a beaver like roundhouse kick, but without the legs. It's a kick with the tail, and I'm gonna say probably halfway through the spin, she probably falls down from the weight of the armor because she doesn't wear armor.
Make a scrap roll. We'll call this controlled limited.
Oh boy, it's a 1. She really hurts herself.
Yeah, exactly as you described it. She's not used to this, and she takes a tumble. And Brillian says, "That's okay. Use your forward momentum and use that and swing the hammer with."
Ow! Like roll like a tumbleweed.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I don't know what a tumbleweed is, but yes.
BB tucks in like a little cannon. Like if you've seen those stupid videos of the people in rollerblades who tuck themselves into a tire to become like a Dortica.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's essentially the momentum I am imagining, folks.
So go ahead and make another scrap roll.
Oh boy, this is gonna be great. Oh, that's a 2. It's a 6 and a 2, but I have to take my lowest, so it's a 2.
So you hear her instructions, but you're still not quite learning how to do it, and instead you barrel into one of the orcs, and it comes down to swing a sword on you, and Brillian blocks it and stabs it through the heart, and it disappears. And she picks you up and says, "Okay, I'm thinking maybe the hammer isn't your weapon of choice." And she puts a hand on it, and she changes the smatter of it, and she turns it into a dagger. And she says, "Let's start with this."
Oh, look at how pointy. Ooh.
So go ahead and make another scrap roll, please.
Can you sway?
That's a 1, so definitely pricks herself on the dagger.
Amazing.
She's the worst.
As soon as you prick yourself, immediately, Brillian, stop the program, and all the orcs fade away. And she lets out a sigh, and her hands are on her hip. She goes, "Well, no one gets it on the first try." And she helps you up onto your feet and says, "Okay, you tell me, what is it that you want to be able to do in battle? Because weapons, blades."
Have you seen?
Keep working.
Have you seen what it's like for your uncle on a hot summer day when he's too hot on the outside and he's slick as a dolphin on the ocean? That's the kind of slickness that I would like to be.
Brilliant thinks about it for a second and says, "Okay, let's try something slightly different." And she inputs into her device a whole bunch of commands, and in front of you now is a classic fencer. So someone in their fencing outfit with the mask and everything like that. And she takes the dagger that she gave to you and she turns it into a foil. And she says, "Rather than attacking, I want you to parry."
Okay.
So I want you to make a scrap roll. This time I want you to just roll 1 die. I don't want you to do 2 with the disadvantage.
We're at a 6. That's the weapon of choice.
And just like that, the figure lunges at you, and you are able to incredibly nimbly move. You kind of like spin away, and as you do, you come around, and using that momentum from what she had taught you earlier, you stick them right in the back, and they disappear into smatter. And she goes, "All right, let's load it up again." And
actually, Leanie, I have a great idea. This is just like frog gigging back home, so if you could just get some frogs in here, I think we're on a mission. By the way, friends, frog gigging is an actual activity that they go through.
Here's my question, though. In the version of Earth that BB is from, where animals are now sentient, are there non-sentient animals like frogs still, or are you just hassling other people who live in this world?
I feel like there are sentient frogs and non-sentient frogs. I feel like there's certain...
It's like a Pluto and Goofy situation.
Yeah, there are certain... Not all... I think like most mammals have moved on, but like some amphibians or insects have stayed a little bit low level. And she's country enough that either would work, either her neighbors or the actual frogs for frog gigging.
So Brillian takes your suggestion and says, "All right, whatever works." And she punches in new information into her device, and it just begins raining frogs on the two of you. And she says, "Positions!" And then we cut away from you. So you've successfully trained with Brillian.
It's raining frogs. Hallelujah. It's raining frogs.
So on BB's Earth, do the Duck Dynasty, are those just ducks with crowns?
That's actually correct. They're from the actually from the well-known duck family. You may have known some other ones like Donald, Daisy, maybe Scrooge. But he's a mech
Duck
duck.
Dynasty is actually just a reboot of the TV series Dynasty, but it stars ducks.
Oh!
Cannot wait to meet a king prawn from your planet.
Oh yeah. Trust me, it's Dan and I actually had a long conversation about BB's Animal Earth. So
you wanna tell the audience?
Sure. So I hope you all remember that brilliant Futurama episode where he's like, where Fry says, and then the apes came, and then the aliens, and then the giraffes. So essentially, BB's Animal Earth has come way after humans have ruled the earth. So that has happened and passed, and then the apes took over, and then the aliens took over, and then the giraffes took over, so on and so forth. And eventually, you know, the animals who were all very nature loving were like, why not us? So that is the world that BB is from. And she actually really desperately wanted to leave it, but not from her own knowledge. Everybody else just thinks she's super weird and cannot stand her, and like she keeps stealing from her local town because that's one of her like little sticky fingers. So they sent her out to space, and because they had a mission for her, and in the process of being on that fake mission, she ran into Chaos Crew. Like it kind of was like a colliding moment.
Yeah, they were like, you know what?
How do you solve a problem like BB?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
But they said that there's this legendary team that you should be a part of, and you should go out and find them, not knowing about chaos at all. And on her first stop out into the world, she encountered Killsphere and met chaos, and just assumed this must be who they were talking about.
So funny.
Back then, the
They
team was
sent
called
her-
K-Scalibur.
They literally sent her snipe hunting, but then she found a snipe.
Yes.
Essentially.
And the animal epic is like billions of years from now.
Yeah.
So BB is like a cross between Stitch from Lilo and Stitch and Venom from Venom.
Oh, 100%.
Hell yeah.
100%.
That is the sickest bitch fucking ever. Never mind.
leaning very hard into the Venom part of the internal talk.
Hell yeah. On my world, I was kind of a loser.
Essentially. That's why that room is so dark.
Okay, who's next?
Well, I'm just podcasting, and I'm going to do a podcast inside the podcast. So whenever you're ready for whatever the hell that is,
I'll never be ready for that.
will anyone?
Well, now I have to hear this.
Okay, so Killsphere's main vice is pleasure. And what Killsphere derives pleasure from are these various, playing these various characters, being these various parts. And so they have like 6 different podcasts, 6 different characters. So for the group, I guess I want to ask, I rolled one and I picked one, but would you prefer like an InfoWars style disinformation show, a mystery show, a true crime show, car talk, the news, or a therapist?
Oh God.
God, so good.
I think the disinformation.
That was
immediately.
yeah.
Welcome to Conceptual Struggle. I'm Deluxe Smith. We are here to tell you the facts and only the truths. I don't know if you've heard about these Godanti, but people say they died. They didn't die. They're still alive. They're just alive back in the past. If you want to see them, you just got to go back in time. They're still alive there. That's where they live, in the past. People say you got to think about the present, Deluxe. I disagree. The past is the present, and also the future, kind of.
Is that the whole episode? Because
I can keep going.
No. I think that should be the whole episode. And you finish recording and you upload it, and both of your subscribers download it immediately.
Another successful episode. Excellent.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Patreon for bonus content.
Ring the bell, or the bell will ring you.
Go ahead and roll to indulge your vice, please.
Wait, you're just gonna give it to me?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't do anything with that in a good way.
All right, so I was so focused on coming up with my dumb podcast things. How many dice do I roll?
Just one from your lowest attribute.
Okay. Lowest attribute. I got a 5. Holy hell. Okay.
How much stress had you had?
I had 7, so
okay.
I needed that help. Yoo-hoo! Cool. That took a lot of stress out. And
I like that eliminated all but 2 of your stress, whereas I dove through and airlocked. I dove through the vacuum of space in a tube, and I got 1 stress taken away from it.
What's the real battle, the physical or in the mind?
I guess to be fair, diving in a space vacuum would be pretty stressful. Yeah,
you should put 2 more stress on. No.
I can't.
I will die. Oh, dear.
Trip.
Hi, what's up?
You wake up in the medical complex and you do not feel well, obviously. Whether it's a combination of the drugs or the beating that you took that you may not remember, you have definitely felt a lot better. But the good news is that the doctor is in. Not the doctor, but
The doctor.
the chief medical officer.
Robert Picardo, yeah.
Yeah.
The chief medical officer is an intangible being without physical form.
Robert Picardo, yes, go on.
Yeah, you're not. What do you mean?
Wait, not the character he played on Star Trek. Actual Robert
Just
Picardo.
Robert Picardo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, this creature looks kind of like a ribbon of energy that just swirls around because they are.
We get it. It's Robert Picardo.
But yeah, this is not who you would expect to be performing medical procedures on you. This is a higher plane being that physical forms are incredibly easy for them to repair, and their name is.
Or
No, their name is.
you pronounced it differently that second time. There it is, better. Thank you. So they're kind of like a moving, like a ribbon, like a coil of fabric.
It's not fabric, it's energy, but it moves like a ribbon. Yes.
So you're telling me I'm about to learn that about the Timeless Child without any like actual back story for that.
I was gonna say, wait, is this the Nexus and you just like rotated it counterclockwise so it's horizontal
Is
now?
Whoopi Goldberg going to tell me that she's always been here, even though she's?
I think if you jump into it, suddenly you'll find yourself scattered throughout the Doctor's entire timeline,
Okay, great.
and then helping him steal the TARDIS, and yeah.
What do I roll to ask William Shatner to come back with me to pick a fight with Malcolm McDowell?
Oh,
Sway?
sway.
Yeah, that's a sway roll.
5 and a 1.
Hoy.
I'm counting the 1.
He's standing in the barn and he's fucking that horse. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, folks.
This time I'm going to do it right, and it just cuts to the
time I'm gonna
most
do it
inappropriate
right.
barn scene.
Cut back.
Awful.
Lord.
So yeah, this swirling energy ribbon sees you and says, "Oh, good, you're awake. How are you feeling?"
I have no memory from getting back to the lighthouse onwards, so I imagine I've probably had a little help from my friend.
Well, I'm here to help as well. Let's go
Okay.
ahead and take care of that black eye.
Thank
and
you.
the swirl of energy from their body travels around your eye. It doesn't actually come in contact with you, but on a cellular level, your eye is healed. And they do the same with where you were kicked, where you were punched, all of that. And because, again, dealing with physical forms is like nothing for them. It's like, oh, I am detecting irregularities in your chemical makeup. Oh no. Trip, you've been having the help again?
I literally told you that.
I know, but I wanted to believe you were speaking metaphor. Anyway, and they give you the closest that you could even comprehend what it is like an IV, but it's something that you cannot physically quite understand. They are moving parts from your vision that you can't fully see, and it's almost as if they're pulling them from different parts of reality. And without even injecting an IV line or anything like that, though, you see some sort of connective tissue from this to your body, and it is like getting an IV, and you are starting to feel quite recovered. It's like, Trip, if you ever want to fully rid yourself of this addiction,
No, thanks. I'm good, actually. I'm actually great. I'm good. Because what happens is, when I get high, if it's too much, I come in and you fix me every time for nothing. So really, like, the consequences are, like, minimal. Although, I will say this. Are you familiar with a guy named Graal?
Of course, I am familiar with everyone in the fleet.
Yeah, apparently I owe him 2 cred. I don't know where I owe him 2 cred from. I have a vague memory of him kicking me in the fork because I don't have any cred on him.
Well, my species has not used any form of currency for, well, trillions of lifetimes, but it sounds like you've gotten yourself in quite another scrap. But look,
So do you have cred now that you're not using? Because if you're not using it, I'll happily take it off your head.
You see part of the ribbon go, no pockets.
Perfect.
But Trip, know that I can only help you when you are here. If something were to happen to you when you are out on a mission, I perish the thought of losing anyone. But please,
How would you know you'd never see me again?
my people have come far beyond the need for sight or any of the senses that you are used to. But should I hear of your death or anything, I would feel sad. So please,
you've moved past the need for like physical feelings, but not far enough past the need for emotional feelings, which are in some instances worse. Hence, why I use the drug commonly referred to as help.
Emotion is what lets us know that we are alive. It lets us know that there is hope, that there is existence. Why would you ever wish to get rid of emotion? Granted, I can understand the allure of not having it, but it is the hard things in life that make it worth living sometimes as well. Don't you agree?
If you cannot fathom a world where you do not want to feel, you have not felt the true depths of emotion. Some emotions are so much that you want desperately not to feel them. And there's nothing you wouldn't do to make that feeling go away. That's sometimes how feelings work. It's not great. I'm not saying that the way I deal with it is necessarily right, but it is a way that works for me. Except, right, when I get kicked in the shins and bashed about by a guy who is named after a bad Legend of Zelda knockoff that was a bad MMO that was released in the early 2000s. So my question to you is, do you know how I can go about obtaining 2 to 4 cred for this person I don't really know him. Apparently I owe him a debt.
Wait, Ben, you also pissed off Turok Dinosaur Hunter?
Don't get me started. I couldn't see him. That fog was so dense.
All right, that you got me back. That was fair.
Trip, I cannot tell you how to live your life, and I will be happy to patch you up when the need arises, but I'm afraid this journey you are on it alone, because you keep looking for help in all the wrong places.
I'm going to help dealers. That is exactly the right place to look for the drug called help.
Well, whatever you decide, please be careful.
All right. Do you or do you not have 2 to 4 cred?
Of course I don't. Please.
Well, then I'm leaving this medical facility. And then I leave, I guess.
Where do you head next?
I think I'm heading back to the Vagabond.
All right, so you begin to head back to the Vagabond, and you get a chirp on your comm device, and it's from MJack.
MJack, tell me you got good news.
I mean, I've got some news. It's up to you to determine if it's good or not. But
Don't get philosophical on me. Tell me what you got.
Well, I'm trying to interrupt me. I know
I'm interrupting you because you're not telling me what I need to hear.
He hangs up.
I called him back. Hey, MJack, sorry. We started off on the wrong foot. I'm coming down from a pretty bad help height, and I got my ass kicked by Graal. So I apologize.
Oh,
what do you mean, oh?
Well, you said you were looking for a time travel expert, and, well...
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it, my man. My guy... Bruv, don't say it to me, yeah? Don't give me that news.
I mean, I could find someone else, but you're going to have to wait. But
Tell me, all right, say what you got to say. Get it out. Put it out there in the world.
I mean, Graal's the foremost time travelologist on the entire fleet. I mean, if you're looking for time travel advice, that's who you go to.
God damn it. Do you have 2 cred?
Not for you. And then he hangs up.
I called him back. Wait. He said you was looking for a supplier, yeah?
Yeah? Have you found one?
Maybe. Gonna go have a little chat with Graal.
Thanks for calling me back to tell me that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm gonna go find Graal, I guess.
Okay.
I pivot into whatever direction I need to go to find Graal.
You know where to find Grawl. It's where he can be found most times, and it is working out in the gym.
Okay.
And there are all sorts of devices there, not entirely terrestrial ones, because there are lots of different types of bodies, and there are different ways to exercise those bodies. But Grawl is doing the ancient Earth tradition of bench pressing. And good God, there is a lot of weight that Grawl is currently bench pressing right now.
Piece of shit straight away. I walk up to him and I go, Grawl, hey, eyes up here.
He racks his weights. You got my money?
Even better. I might have a business connection for you.
He sits up and he picks up a towel and towels off his forehead. He goes, I don't usually like to talk business while I'm working out, but
All right,
I'm listening. I'm listening.
No. I don't want to encroach upon your personal space. If it makes more sense for me to leave and take this opportunity somewhere else to someone who'd be appreciating it.
He looks at you and just says, you done? You talking or what?
Do you want to hear my business proposal?
I very clearly said yeah.
All right. I'm telling. So a couple of things here. You've got to hook up on help, yeah?
Truth be told, I'm running a little low right now, but look, what is it you want? All right, look, I got lots of reps to do.
Listen, I might have a potential business partner for you in the world of help. But before I give her any information to you, I need you to give a little information to me. W/R/T, time travel.
Well, now you're singing my language.
Yeah. Let's say someone wanted to go back and change the past without creating the paradox that would prevent them from going back and changing the past in the first place. What would a person need to make that happen?
A miracle?
Or...
No, I mean, that's just it. And he's decided to stop being mad at you for a second because you've piqued his interest. Everything that happens because it happened. With me so far?
I mean, it sounds like lyrics to an Alanis Morissette song, but yeah, I mean, I kind of follow it.
I don't know who that is. Are they on the fleet?
Yeah.
Even the tiniest change affects everything. It's not as simple as changing one thing, and everything else will be fine. It takes every single atom operating exactly in sync with the way it was meant to happen in order for everything that follows it to have happened. So to change anything in the past, no matter how small or insignificant, there will be ramifications.
But we're constantly going back in the past and changing stuff all the time. So if we're changing stuff and we come back and the universe is as is, the stuff we change is stuff that was supposed to be changed. So my next question to you is, there has to be a way to go back in time and change something that was not intended to be changed, yeah? And keep the universe pretty much as it was.
In theory, yes, but
in theory,
all practice, but in all practice, it has never been successfly accomplished.
Let me focus on the theory then.
All right. Theoretically, what do you want to have changed?
I'm not going to go into specifics, but let's say there's someone who dies, and I want them to not die. I want them to live a long and happy and healthy life. And the problem is, I'm very aware of how paradoxes work. I've done enough time traveling to know if I go back and to change something that made me the person I am today, it won't have made me the person I am to go back and change it. That's a paradox. Future unravels. What I want to do is hold that future together. How do I do that?
He shakes his head. You can't. Because...
You just said.
No.
Theoretically.
No. You don't understand. You can't. In order for something to change, it can't change yourself. So in this hypothetical situation, you would have to have someone else make the change for you.
Is it, how would it affect things if I'm the person who tells them to do it?
That's just it. We don't know unless it happens.
Interesting. I think you need to have a little chat with our friend M. Jack about the help situation aboard the lighthouse.
I think you have more important things to worry about than the help situation.
I'm trying to do you a favor, my mate. I'm trying to help you out. Yeah? Talk to M. Jack. He's in a similar bind to you with regards to the supply. Maybe if you two put your heads together, maybe you can figure something out. And if I figure out something out about time travel, or you figure out something out about time travel that might help me, maybe I can hook you both up and you can double your earnings. Or half them. I'm not sure how it would work merging criminal enterprises, and I'm not I'm coming down from a help high, and I'm not really good with math right now. I wasn't good with math before, but I'm going to blame the help on this occasion.
Oh, that's really classist of you.
Not like that. Obviously, I'm talking about the movie. It didn't speak to me.
All right, look. If that's all we have, then we're done here. All right, I got reps to do, but look.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go.
And remember, next time I see you, cred or dead.
Oh, we're down to 1 now. Brilliant. Cool. And then I just walk away without giving you an opportunity to correct me.
Okay, so let's. I'm going to give you a project clock. Changing the past that it doesn't affect you is a big ask. So we're going to call this an 8-segment clock.
Okay.
And I'll give you 1 segment filled in for free for this conversation because you did get information. There were no roles that I had you do, so you won't get more than that. But going forward, you've basically begun an investigation.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right.
All right. I'm going to do train. And what Chase wants to do is, so I want to work on my resolve. And the way that I want to role play this is that Chase wants to get better at talking to girls. And so after she's done with the plunge and doing that kind of stuff, and she's had like some chance to recover. By the way, she's sleeping on the Vagabond. She's using her ship quarters as her. She isn't sleeping like where she used to live on the station. She's like living exclusively in the Vagabond. And so she goes over, takes the space taxi again to a different station. And this one's not as illicit as the extreme sports ones. She goes to a station that's called the Promenade. And the Promenade is basically a collection of various night spots that each cater to different eclectic tastes when it comes to romance. So it's sort of like having like the gay district, like WeHo or whatever, but it's not done in a way that's like, oh, this is our secret place we have to go, like the way like gay bars would be like in our culture still of like, oh, this is our safe space. It's just like when you go to these locations, you know what everybody else there is looking for. So it's that kind of thing. So we got a few. I've thought of a few. So there's like a more like standard kind of like open, like whatever, like there's some straight, whatever, there's no like real particular like vibe. But there's like a big dance party that's called Pulsars. And then there's like a more low-key like lounge vibe place that's like a sister restaurant to that called Quasars. So it's a little bit darker, a little more chill. There's a big gay bar called Orion's Belt. There's a big, just very pan, like Bacchanal kind of place that's called Space Jockeys. And then finally, where Chase is going is much more, and I also feel like not every species has a gender or sex binary, or so that's why Space Jockeys is very popular, because you're basically going for whatever, anything goes. But for the cultures that have more of a not binary, but more of like at least the sex kind of like
semi-defined lines.
There is, for those who fall on like the female side, the sapphic kind of bar, there's a bar called the Wrath of Ka. And and that is where Chase has found herself, and she is dressed in what would be like that time period equivalent, I guess, of like cool, hot, like actually, no, like I don't think she dresses like I would dress. So I think she probably has like a pair of like cool, like tight black pants, and I think she's probably got like a white tank top kind of vibe. And then I would say like maybe like some cool bracelets and stuff like that, but like not like, yeah, like she's very like, the best I can think of is like Shane from the L Word. Like she just has that cool like vibe going on right now.
It's like Captain Janeway in Year of Hell.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Very young, a young cat girl Janeway.
Oh, you're welcome, Internet.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And
she has her sleeves rolled up in that cool like so it's not a tank top, it's like a white tank, but she has like her muscles going off. Yeah.
She's got a pack of cigarettes rolled up.
Very much like that kind of vibe.
Except it's just like a cardboard box because they don't have cigarettes.
Yeah, she doesn't have cigarettes. She has no. This is a it's definitely, she's got the guns out.
It's a box of milk duds.
Yeah. It's neither of those things. It is a. I apologize to the people who are not sapphic, but I am describing a very specific sapphic style.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this is a regular place that Chase frequents?
Yeah, I think she's definitely she's felt the wrath before, if you know what I mean. But she is trying to get better. This is her, like, she actively is thinking about it in terms of, like, if I'm going to be the face to this party, I want to be, like, able to work with people and talk to people and, like, not manipulate people, but, like, work on my social skills, basically.
Sure.
Sway.
Yeah.
Yeah, manipulate with sway.
She has sway. She's trying to get herself some swag. Yeah, her sway is not bad. I think she's looking more for the other ones. But right now I'm just building my resolve total. So it's like, I'm trying to level up my resolve.
All right. Yeah, and you've been here a number of times before, so you know the layout. And I'm going to give you a couple of choices.
Okay.
There is a woman at the bar who is reading a hollow novel. And I'll just leave it at that. She's reading a hollow novel. She catches your eye. There is a group of 3 women all dancing together on the dance floor, and one of them has caught your eye over there. And the third person is
It's Dr. Energy Ribbon. Sorry.
It's a booth filled with a couple of people who you know, and one woman who you don't know, who is very beautiful, and it seems like it might be like some sort of birthday party.
All right. I think that if the woman reading the book caught my eye but kept reading her book, I'm not going to hit on her because nobody, public service announcement to people, anyway, don't bother someone who's reading in a public space unless they actively seek your attention. And, like, let them start it. Don't go, oh, I think they wanted my attention. You leave them alone so they can read their goddamn book. So I don't think that I mess with the girl who's reading the hollow novel. I think that I don't think I want to mess with people I know right now. So I'm going to go over to where the dancing is happening, and I'm going to, like, do a little bit of dancing, make a little love, and get down tonight. No, I'm going to go do some dancing.
If you roll well enough.
I think I'm going to do some dancing, and I'm, like, dancing near enough to them, but kind of, like, in my own vibe. So, like I'm definitely dancing with the intent of catching one of their attention.
Cool.
But I'm gonna, like, let them kind of, like, come to me a little bit. I'm kind of like I think part of what I want here is to, like, see if I can, like, not just sway, but like command or consort, like get somebody like
consort is what I'm leaning towards. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and make a consort roll?
Okay. I don't have consort. That's why I'm doing this.
Oh, but that's fine. That's exactly it. So this will be just limited standard.
Okay. All right, my highest is a 3. No, they're both 5. I got 2 5s. So, yeah, so I got 1 5.
Yeah, you've got so much adrenaline running through you from the mission, from the plunge, that you are feeling the music tonight. And and you're out there on the dance floor, and you kind of do a thing where you're moving closer towards the people who you want to talk to.
Is this shoot, shoot, shoot? Oh my gosh. Third shoot.
And as you get close to the group, because that was a mixed success, you accidentally, like, knock into the woman whose attention you were trying to get, but a little harder than you intended.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I did not mean to hit you that hard.
But I think you do that instinctive, like, I'm gonna catch you so you don't fall. Yeah.
And I say that, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, what a klutz I am. So sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Cool moves, though.
Thanks. Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Is it okay if maybe I get back to dancing, though? Because
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and I help steady her a little bit, and then I kind of, like, slowly, like, as I'm, like, letting go of her hand, just like a quick caress across the
Yeah, and you continue to dance with her, and I think that I love the fact that it was a mixed success because it was a bit of a meet cute. It worked out great. So you continue or she continues dancing, and her friends are kind of seeing that. Oh, you've come over, so they're giving you a little bit of space. But she just keeps on enjoying the music.
All right. I'm gonna say, okay. What does she look like?
She has long, like all the way down to like her waist, purple hair, She has like an aquamarine skin tone, and I know nothing about fashion. You can decide her outfit.
All right. I'm gonna say it's like a high femme kind of vibe.
Yeah.
All right. Like a twirl. Like I think the kind of I'm imagining actually like more of like a like punky, like probably like short skirt, like some fishnet kind of vibes. Yeah.
Just like Yin. This is your type. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Chase's type is girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she's gonna go like, I like your threads. You program that smatter really well.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually a little bit of a designer. I mean, I can share the look if you'd be interested.
Oh, I'd be really interested in getting in your clothes.
Consort roll, please.
Next time. on-
I mean, you set me up for that. God, flirting with Dan's really weird. I said I would make Dan uncomfortable, and then I made myself uncomfortable instead.
No, you're not flirting with Dan. You're flirting with an aquamarine skin, purple haired. What are you doing?
One,
Oh no!
because it was really forward.
Too forward.
Yeah.
There's 10 forward.
I'm so sorry. That came out cooler in my head. I didn't mean.
Did it though? And she's still dancing.
It was cooler in my head. It came out bad. I'm so sorry.
I
was just like.
I think what I would like to hear, I think in your head it's like, yeah, I'd love to get in your clothes. I wonder how that actually came out of your mouth.
Oh no, I think I said it and like I said okay. So you said I could make a design for you, and I went, yeah, your clothes are good to be in. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I was just like, sorry. It's just it's been a while. Sorry. You're so cute, and it was hard for me to like try to be cool because like I'm overwhelmed by how cute you are.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go dance with my friends though.
Yeah. You know what? That's fair. I'm sorry.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Riley. You're the one.
No, that's great. No, that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. It's not what I wanted to have happen, but I also am okay with it. Like I don't actually need to hit on a fake character. Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. Is that all that we're doing for the scene? Or?
No, we're still in the club.
Oh God. Okay.
No, you're trapped. You're trapped in here with Dan.
You've been here forever.
Yeah. I think then that I think I go over to the bar. I'm not hitting on the girl with the book, but I'm sitting next to her, and I'm ordering a second drink. And I have to assume, I'm imagining there's not actually a waitstaff working, because I don't want to make, like, I think we're past a point where we have, like, service, like, unless people want to work. But, like, I think it's very much similar to the diner where,
Absolutely,
like, just the drink is made, and and I take the drink, and I'm, like, having a moment, like, to try to recover, and I'm, like, kind of embarrassed, and I'm like, God, I'm normally so much better at this.
The woman reading the holo novel, she looks up again, and she kind of gives you like a little bit of a look from her book, and she does like a little bit of like a not quite a laugh, but almost like a little bit like, I'm sorry, I saw that. That was really embarrassing.
Oh my God, you were watching that? I thought you were reading your book. I was trying to leave you alone.
I was, but I'm sorry. And she very shyly turns back to her book.
Yeah, I go, I'm glad that I gave you a bit of entertainment.
I mean, that's what we're here for, right? I mean,
Sure. What are you reading?
It's from this planet that existed a long time ago. And she turns it around and she's reading The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's from a planet called Middle Earth.
Oh my God, I think my grandma used to read that.
Wait, you know someone from Earth?
Yeah, I mean, like, related distantly.
Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'm like kind of obsessed with Earth. I'm sorry. And she puts her book down.
Oh.
And she introduces herself. Her name is Dron, Dron. Hi, I'm Dron.
Hi, people mostly call me MSG.
Like the Earth thing.
Yeah, actually. Well, so, Dron, I don't know if I want to like tell you this, but I'm actually part human on my mom's side.
Which part? Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Oh my god! I'm so sorry. And she like takes a sip of her drink.
Looks like you're not the only one rolling ones tonight.
I go, I don't know. What part would you like to be?
Consider yourself trained in consort.
Date.
It's a few days later. You've had time to rest, recuperate, etc., and you all get pinged. There's a mission briefing, so everyone report to Kimberly's office immediately. Now, we've established that Chase lives on the ship. Where does everyone else live in the fleet? Do you live on the Vagabond? Do you live in the Lighthouse? Do you live on another ship?
I feel like we've established that Killsphere's been around since the beginning of the Lighthouse, so I think they have a sort of, for lack of a better way of putting it, like apartment way deep in the center, like back in the original machine that sort of the rest of the Lighthouse was built around. So they go through all these sort of, I imagine like a system of pneumatic tubes that only Killsphere really fits through anymore. And so they're in like this other little kind of space waiting for deployment.
It's not a mass transit system. It is a one being only transit system.
Yeah, it isn't. Yes. It is transiting. It's mass transit in the sense that Killsphere has their own mass. They have like, gravitation, mass. Yep.
Yeah. What about the others?
BB is, well, she has roommates who are other animals from Earth. So there's BFG, which is the big fucking gorilla. There's also Professor Prairie, which is a prairie dog. And
Are you coming up with these on the fly?
I am actually.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Holy shit.
Can you just make a list of NPCs for me?
I also feel like
A.
you live in a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic show. Like, oh, we're here. We got Professor Perry. Hey, everybody, I'm working the drums.
I feel like that's probably their like week their Saturday night gig because there's only a limited amount of them, and I kind of imagine them to be in the lighthouse area that's almost like Terra Earth. It's like a lot of open spaces and different eco zones within like a very close area. So yeah, there's the BFG, there's PP, Professor Prairie, and then there was one more that I wanted, and I can't think of anything right now, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a fish. And I think right now off the top of my head, I'm gonna go with Senor Shark. Senor is one of the best sushi chefs in the lighthouse, and that's his job, while the BFG is head of security. And those are her roommates inside the Terra Eco sphere room.
I just want to say, in case anyone is reacting to that, it's not weird for a shark to own a sushi restaurant.
No.
And whenever there's like what's that Disney movie with the sea monsters?
Luca.
Everyone's like, oh, it's weird because he's herding fish. So I'm like, yeah, fish is not like one type of animal. Fish is like mammal. So like we herd other mammals.
Yeah.
So unless you object to the entire concept of eating meat, which is fair if you do, but if you don't, it's okay for like some birds eat other birds. Some fish eat other fish. Some humans eat other mammals.
Fish off food, not fresh.
Exactly.
So
I
just want to put that out there for anybody, because it happens every time a piece of media has like a different kind of animal eat from like their same kingdom. It's like, no, or their same genus.
I don't even go on further. It's not weird that the M&M mascots want you to eat M&Ms. They have made a deal with the Mars Corporation to spare their lives and protect their own skin.
But their progeny.
And they're going to say, you know what? You have to change your shoes, otherwise you'll be eaten. They're going to change their shoes. Are they as sexy? No.
It's true.
We have to accept that because they've made a deal with the devil to keep themselves safe, but they are definitely throwing their M&M family under the bus.
I love this. I do have to clarify that Senor Shark is a hammerhead shark because there are multiple types of sharks. So silverback gorilla, hammerhead shark, prairie dog, and a beaver.
Hell yeah. Can we play that
Slippery
show?
beaver. Thank you.
North American brown beaver, right?
Yeah. North American mid-size. African beaver.
Mid-size North American brown beaver.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a sedan.
No.
A luxury beaver.
This beaver is so mid.
Hatchback, but that's not about the species. If you know
No.
what I mean.
Hey,
A
hey, hey.
sports utility beaver.
An SUV.
Oh, shit.
That's actually one of Chase's pickup lines that did not work out for her.
Didn't go, no.
I don't think
In the
that
Wrath
worked
of
the
Khan.
way that you wanted it to, Chase. This practice is not good for me.
Trip, where do you live?
Chip lives on the Vagabond.
Cool.
Chip lives on the ship, kind of like Worf on the Defiant in Deep Space Nine. Trip has his quarters, but when he is not in, when everyone else is kind of at the lighthouse, he kind of just has free reign of the ship. He doesn't go in anyone else's quarters without their consent, but he does consider, once the ship is in dock, he considers the ship at large to be kind of his domicile.
How does Trip feel now that there's someone else living on the ship permanently?
A little frustrated, honestly. Trip probably feels like he's given up a little bit of his space, but is trying to make an adjustment, and has narcotics to help with that. Yeah, Trip's not in a good headspace, generally speaking, but he's making do. All
right, so time for mission briefing.
I'm going to say this particular morning, Chase woke up at Dron's apartment, and
give me a roll.
I think I give me a joke. I think Chase does have, by the way, a home on the ship. She's just on the station. She is definitely not going to that home. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. I'm happy to have her be on the ship. I think for now she is. If it's not the next day, then she's at the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, I think whenever everybody gets to the briefing room, Killsphere just drops out of like a tube in the ceiling, like a pneumatic tube.
Yeah, you do that, and that cool door that you described that I can't remember opens up.
It's just a circle with a diamond in it.
Circle with a diamond, yeah.
The diamond glows and the circle rolls.
And Kimberly is anticipating your arrival. It says, all right.
She's in her cool chair. She's got the Magneto helmet on.
Are you kidding? She will never mess up that hair.
All right, well, that's okay.
That center console in the room, there are seats around there if you choose to sit down. Kimberly is still standing. She's almost always found in front of her big view screen board with all of the fleet's information.
There's just like a table with 4 bar stools, but one of the bar stools is very thin and tall and has just that egg cup at the top. And
Chase sits on that. No.
I was going to say, BB's so small, she just like crawls up on the chair and like sits on the table because that's the only way she can see. And the fact that it's touchscreen is really, it's kind of like when your cat touches your touchscreen. It's like wonk, wonk, wonk. You know, like you can't touch other areas because it's so warm.
As you do that, like the images keep like moving and flashing and Kimberly just reaches onto her wrist and presses a button and everything like locks into place, like it's BB proof.
Yes.
I'm definitely masked if we're in a crowded space.
Yeah. So Kimberly turns to all of you and says, okay, we've got a message in the P.O. box, and a whole bunch of information comes up on the center console showing everything that she's about to talk about. This is Velik Ving, but everyone calls him the boss. He is the head of Usum Station, a, let's just say, less than reputable place for people to hide out, located inside of a hollowed out asteroid. He was really vague in his message, but he wants to meet with Chaos in person. He's heard that recently there's been some trouble with the Audacity, and he believes that we might be able to help him, he might be able to help us. Ving, or the boss, as he insists on being called, wants to meet you in person. Now, normally this is not the kind of mission that I would send you on, but there was something else in this mission. Hidden inside was a incredibly well-encoded message, text only. It says, help, please, boss, club. That's it. Despite all of our technology here, that's all we could discern. So, your mission is twofold. 1, I want you to meet with the boss. I want you to listen to what he has to say. I leave it up to your discretion if you want to engage in whatever he is willing to offer. But your primary mission is to find out who sent the encoded message, because we help those who have nowhere else to go.
What did the message say again?
Help, please, boss, club.
Now, there are 2 questions I want to ask. Number 1, what if this is just a message asking us to bring the boss a club sandwich?
Then smatter him up one and
Yum, yum, yum.
Don't get it wrong.
And second question is, do we have any leads on who this potentially might be? Do we know of any connections? Do we have anyone in this organization who might have any kind of in for us, an insider perspective?
Nothing. Everyone at Usum Station works for the boss.
Interesting.
Sorry, is this station in the current day or is it in the past?
Oh, it's in the past.
Okay.
There's nothing in the current day.
What year?
She gives you a year that is completely unimportant.
1824.
Apple 25. Got it.
1885.
1885.
Well, you have your mission. Go.
Thank you for listening to Good Chaotic. The Good Chaotic crew is Châu Kate Lê, Ben Paddon, Riley Silverman, and Michael Nixon. Our GM is Dan Peck. Our theme music was created by Daphne Sacklanides. Follow us on social media at Good Chaotic Pod, or join us in our Discord to hang out with other fans, share fan art, and talk about the episodes. If you'd like to help support the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, or by becoming a patron at patreon.com/goodchaoticpod. And also, tell your friends. It really helps us get the word out and get new listeners. Until next time.